Well, hello everybody. I wanted to share with you all today some thoughts briefly about one of the most important keys to well-being according to Ayurveda. So, very simply put, that is the concept of balance. In Ayurveda, for an experience of total health, we want to seek to create balance in as many ways as we can. The Sanskrit word for balance is sama. And one of the classical definitions, perhaps the most well-known classical definitions of health, according to Ayurveda, is found in a text called the Charaka Samhita by a great physician of ancient times named Charaka. And I will recite to you his definition of health, which is in Sanskrit in a form of poetry. It's in a specific meter, and it's very beautiful to hear, I think. And I just want you to pay attention to how many times the word sama is there in this verse. Again, sama meaning balance. Samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriya prasannatmendriya manaha swasthaitya vidhiyate. So in this verse is a very wonderful definition of health, and going into the depth of it maybe is the topic of another video, but you can see that the word sama is there about 3 or 4 times, and that's this idea of balance. So balance between the doshas, the humors in the body, the elements in the body, balanced digestion, balance in the different tissues of the body, the muscles, the bones, the blood, etc. So this concept of balance is paramount if we are seeking a sense of total well-being, holistic healing. So I'll share some ideas of the different ways we can create this sense of balance, and I'd also love to hear from you. I invite you to think of different ways that you are already bringing balance into your life, or different ways that you feel you could work to create more balance in your life. But some basic ideas that I came up with today are the benefits of a balance between activity and rest. And so we all need to be active to get enough exercise, to get that movement in our body. But we also need rest. And so there's a balance to be struck between the two. If there's too much activity, not enough rest, that becomes depleting. If there's too much rest and not enough activity, we can become, sluggish, lethargic, these kinds of things, stagnant, right? So that's one really good example of the importance of balance for well-being. Balance between activity and rest. Another important balance to be struck in life is a balance between work and recreation or entertainment or enjoyment. So again, if there's too much of one and not enough of the other, it creates stress. It can create some kind of imbalance. A balance between hot and cold. If we eat too many spicy foods, it creates too much heat in the body. Or if we're outside in the cold for too much time without the proper warm layers on, without a hat, this and that. It's too much, the body becomes too cold, and that creates an imbalance. So a balance between hot and cold, which is also a dance. It changes with the seasons. In the winter we need more warmth to bring in, drinking warm beverages, having hot foods and things like that. In the summer we may need some more cooling, things to bring balance at that time. So that's a dance that changes with the flow, the natural flow of nature. Another important way that we can bring balance into our life is a balance between an internal focus and attending to the external life, outer life, responsibilities, connections, and that sort of thing. So again, if there's too much of one and not enough of the other, it can create some kind of imbalance. So sometimes if people are, for example, meditating too much, they become there's too much introversion, right? It can be really positive to be aware of one's own internal thoughts, feelings, the workings of one's mind. That kind of mindfulness can be really beneficial in the right amount. But that has to be balanced with, social connection, attending to responsibilities in the world. On the other hand, sometimes it's possible to be so externally focused that one doesn't even notice what's going on inside. And that's also not a balanced way to go. So I hope you found this little tidbit, these thoughts about balance, interesting. I'd love to read about any insights you have about balance, about how to bring balance into our own personal lives, into our communities, into the world. Anyways, until next time, wishing you all the best and be well.